Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in this afternoon. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am here at Needham High School in Needham, Massachusetts, here to bring you some Bay State Conference playoff baseball action. The two teams coming to the diamond today are the visiting Brookline High Warriors and the hosting Needham High Rockets. You can see on your screen here Needham wearing all white jerseys today, both shirts, pants, and hats. Almost looking like a team out of the early 20th century of baseball right there. That looks old school. Some nice navy blue jersey numbers to go with it. And then over here, we got Brookline in the blue jerseys with red sleeves and white jersey numbers. These two teams faced off earlier in the regular season, and Needham came away with the win that time by a narrow score of 12-11. So both teams' bats went off the last time they faced, and we'll see what's going to happen here today. In the meantime, we'll take a quick look at the two teams' starting lineups. It looks like they're all done warming up, and we'll be getting this underway soon. First, for the visiting Brookline High Warriors, leading off and playing center field, number 2, Owen Roach. Batting second and playing shortstop, number 8, Rocco Shorgy. Batting third, the catcher, number 20, Jasper Reed. And in the cleanup spot, the first baseman, number 10, Eli Rothman. Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 18, Matt Richardson. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 13, Daniel Villa. Batting seventh and playing in left field, number 3, Orion Kravitz. Batting eighth and on the hill for the Warriors today, number 21, Jake Levin. And rounding out the batting order and playing third base, number 24, James Dialchund Erickson. And rounding out the defensive roster, playing second base, but only playing defense to start things out, is number 15, Jack Martell. So that is the lineup for the visiting Brookline High Warriors. Roach in center field, Shorgy at short, Reed behind the plate, Rothman at first, Richardson in right, Villa the DH, Kravitz in left, Levin on the mound, and Dialchund Erickson at third base, with Martell playing just defense for right now and playing second. Next, the lineup for the hosting Needham High Rockets. Leading off and playing center field, number 1, Sam Chutkow. Batting second and playing shortstop, number 16, Brooks Clark. Batting third, the second baseman, number 28, Will Gworek. The cleanup hitter and right fielder, number 14, Stephen Mckenzie. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 24, Jack Levine. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 8, Jacob Smith. Batting seventh and on the hill for the Needham Rockets today, number 9, Nico Schwartz. And his battery mate, batting eighth, the catcher, number 21, Miles Hartung. Rounding out the lineup for Needham today, the left fielder, number 7, Brandon King. So those are your lineups. That one was the lineup for Needham. Chutkow in center field, Clark at short, Gworek second base, Mackenzie in right field, Levine on first base, Smith on third, Schwartz the pitcher, Hartung the catcher, and King in left field. Should make for an interesting matchup, as you can see the head coaches of both teams meeting with the officials. And soon we'll be getting this one underway. As I said, Brookline coming off a nice 5-2 win over Weymouth on Monday, led by a fantastic complete game effort on the mound by James Djalchund Eriksson. He pitched all 7 frames, allowed 2 runs on 6 hits and 2 hit batters, and struck out 8. The late addition to the varsity lineup, who started in the freshman roster, has proven to be a great spark plug on the mound for the Warriors. Today it will be the upperclassman Jake Levin taking the mound, and we'll see what he'll be able to do for the Warriors today. As I said the last time these two teams played, they combined for 23 runs. The final score, Needham 12, Brookline 11. Is this going to be another offensive shootout between these two teams? We'll find out. Once again, my name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and I am here live at Needham High School in Needham, Mass, to give you this Bay State Conference playoff game. Playoffs operating a little differently this year than from a normal year. They sent all 5 teams from each of the 2 divisions to the playoffs, but the 2 5 seeds, Brookline and Weymouth, had to start in the consolation bracket, while all the other teams got to start in the regular quote-unquote winners bracket. So Brookline doesn't quite have a chance to make it all the way to the championship, but they do have a chance to at least earn themselves, a strong dignity of perhaps a 3rd place. And after a 1-win season, the chance to do that is a pretty good chance, and so far they're taking advantage. That 5-2 win over Weymouth, scoring came in a lot of small ball kind of ways. The only really big hit was a single over the 3rd baseman's head by Owen Roach that drove in 2 runners. Other than that, all RBIs came off of sacrifice flies, and one of their 5 runs didn't even score on a hit. It was scored on a double steal. James Djalchund Eriksson stole second from first, and then when they threw to second, despite them anticipating the double steal and cutting it off, Matt Richardson was still able to swipe home and come away with the run. That's the thing about this Brookline offense. They do have the capability to hurt you on the base paths. Looks like Needham is going to be taking the field now, so we are close to getting started here. Once again, the defensive lineup for Needham today, going around the bags, they have Jack Levine playing first base, Will Gwarek playing second base, Brooks Clark at shortstop, and Jacob Smith at third base. In the outfield, going from left to right, they've got Brandon King in left field, Sam Chutkow in center field, and then Stephen Mckenzie in right. And of course, taking the mound for today is Nico Schwartz, with Miles Hartung completing the battery behind the plate. They'll be facing the top of the Brookline lineup here in the top of the first inning. It'll be Owen Roach, Rocco Shorgy, and Jasper Reed. We can see Schwartz, the right-hander, warming up as we get ready to get this one started. It's another toasty day out here in the New England sun. We've been getting a bunch of warm ones this week, and today is no different. Temperatures in the high 80s, low 90s right now. It should drop as we get to the later stages of the game and the sun starts to go down. But nonetheless, keep your eye on your hydration, everybody. So with that throw down to second from Hartung, I think we're about ready to get this one underway. Stepping to the plate, the leadoff hitter for Brookline and the center fielder, number 2, Owen Roach. Roach on Monday, he went 1 for 3 with a walk, a strikeout, a steal, and 2 RBI. The most RBI of the team in that 5-2 win. First pitch from Schwartz, outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Roach. This pitch is slapped past the third baseman, but caught by the shortstop, thrown to first, and that's going to be the first out. So a 6-3 ground out starts us off. Solid catch and throw by the shortstop, Brooks Clark, and a nice stretch out to grab the throw by first baseman Jack Levine. Now batting, the shortstop, number 8, Rocco Shorgy. First pitch from Schwartz. Catches the zone for strike 1. So an 0-1 count to Shorgy. The 0-1 misses low. That's going to be ball 1. Shorgy on Monday, he went 0 for 2 with a walk, a hit by pitch, a strikeout, and a run scored. So even though he didn't get any hits, was still fairly effective at getting on base. The 1-1. They either say he went around or they say that caught the zone. That'll be strike 2. 1-2 the count to Rocco Shorgy. Pitch from Schwartz. Misses low and away. That's going to be ball 2. Shorgy working this count as one of the trains goes by. The 2-2 pitch from Schwartz. And they say he caught the corner on that one. He gets Shorgy looking, and that's out number 2. Nico Schwartz off to a good start on the mound here against the Brookline hitters, and now coming up with nobody on and 2 outs, the catcher, number 20, Jasper Reed. First pitch, he swings and connects. It's a dribbler over to third, picked up by the third baseman, thrown over to first, and they got him for out number 3. The 5-3 ground out ends it, well fielded and thrown by the third baseman, Jacob Smith, and again the throw caught by Levine. 3 up and 3 down for the Brookline hitters. A 6-3 ground out by Roach, a strikeout looking by Shorgy, and a ground out to third by Jasper Reed. The Brookline defense now coming out, getting ready to face the top of the Needham lineup. Due up, Sam Chutkow, Brooks Clark, and Will Gwarek. The defensive alignment for the Warriors today, around the bags, they have Eli Rothman at first base, Jack Martell at second, Rocco Shorgy, the shortstop, and James Djalchand Erickson playing third. In the outfield, in left field, they have Orion Kravitz, in center field, Owen Roach, and in right field, Matt Richardson. The battery for Brookline today, Jake Levin starting on the hill, and Jasper Reed manning the spot behind the plate. And Reed, who of course was the last batter for Brookline in the top half of the first, needed some time to get his pads on. Needham, as I said, coming into this game after a 12-2 loss in the first round to one of the top seeds, Wellesley. So after Brookline defeated the other 5 seed, they are now facing off against one of the 4 seeds here in the consolation bracket, trying to work their way up into a potential good spot at the end of the day here in the conference playoffs. There's the throw down to second from Reed, and it looks like we're about ready to get this first inning underway. Leading off for Needham will be the center fielder, number 1, Sam Chutkow. Chutkow, a lefty hitter, to start us off here. Brookline, of course, plays an all right-handed batter lineup, while Needham already throwing us for a loop with a southpaw hitter. Levin with his first pitch of the day. Misses just low. That's going to be ball 1. Levin with the 1-0. Swung on and missed, and that'll be strike 1. 1-1 the count to Chutkow. The pitch from Levin. That one misses low as well. That'll be ball 2. Levin, not the most prolific strikeout pitcher. You probably won't see a lot of Ks today, but he can be pretty effective at drawing ground balls and pop-outs and stuff like that, as this one is lined into right field. It's scooped up and juggled by Richardson, but Chutkow holds at first base. So a single to right to lead the inning off, and Sam Chutkow will be the first base runner for either team today. Now up to the plate with no outs and a runner on first, the shortstop, number 16, Brooks Clark. Levin checking on Chutkow at first base. Delivers the pitch. Chutkow takes off. Now the throw down to second, and they say he got it there. Chutkow dove around the bag, and I guess Shorgy couldn't get a glove on him. And there seemed to be a bit of confusion as Shorgy eventually just tried to reach around and tag him as Chutkow finally dove to the bag, but didn't get there in time, according to the official. Runner in scoring position now. The pitch, Clark shows bunt, pulls back. And I believe that one is going to be ball 2 by my count. 2-0. The count to Clark. Chutkow standing at second after the steal. Pitch. He slices this one foul and out of play. Two and one, the count to Clark. Levin checks on Chutkow over at second. Winds and delivers. The runner's taking off for third. The throw down to third. And he gets there in time again. Sam Chutkow showing some great base running abilities here, as he's already stolen 2 bases in this at-bat alone. The pitch swung on and slapped into the outfield. This is going to bring in the first run of the day. Chutkow trots home easily, and Clark stands at first with a single to left. So in just 2 batters, Needham takes the 1-0 lead, and now with still nobody out and a runner at first, up to the plate now is the second baseman, number 28, Will Gworek. A throw back to first this time, a little errant there, but Rothman recovers it. Clark easily safe back at first. Gotta watch out for the risk of an erroneous throw on those pickoff attempts, because you could just be giving the runner the steal for free, basically. First pitch, swung on and missed, and that'll be strike 1 to Gworek. One nothing. Needham leads Brookline here in the bottom of the first inning. Nobody out. Brooks Clark stands at first, and Will Gworek is at the plate facing an 0-1 count against the Brookline pitcher Jake Levin. The pitch catches the zone again. That's going to be strike 2. Gworek, the second lefty hitter that Levin has faced within the first 3 batters here in this game. And this one skips into the dirt. It's recovered by Reed, thrown down to second, and skips into the outfield. But Clark holds at second. So a runner now at second. Nobody out, and a 1-2 count to Gworek. Pitch. He swings and slices this one foul over the backstop. Count remains 1-2. Levin checks on Clark over at second. We've already seen one player steal third. The pitch comes in high. That's ball 2. Levin checks the runner. The 2-2 pitch. That one is low for ball 3. So we got a full count now to Gworek. He has fought back from an 0-2 count to stay alive and force the count full. The payoff pitch from Levin. Swung on and connected. He grounds it, well fielded by Rothman. He takes it unassisted, and that'll be the first out, although Clark will advance to third. That was not an easy scoop, so well fielded by Eli Rothman over at first. So now we have another lefty coming to the plate, the third out of the first 4 hitters. This is the right fielder, number 14, Stephen Mckenzie. He swings and misses at the first pitch. One out, Clark at third, the 0-1 pitch. He swings, and it's a high bouncer, fielded by Rothman. He's going to take it unassisted again. The run will score, but that'll be the second out of the inning. So Needham now with the 2-0 lead, but now no runners on with two down. As now stepping to the plate, yet another lefty. This is the first baseman, number 24, Jack Levine. First pitch skips in for ball 1. One and 0, the count to Levine. Bases empty, 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Needham already holds a 2-0 lead over Brookline. Levin pitches. Catches the inside corner for strike 1. The 1-1. Again, skips in the dirt. That's ball 2. Now the 2-1. Inside, almost hits him. That's going to be ball 3. And it looks like we're going to have a meeting at the mound here with Levin. It's been a rough start for the Warriors' starting pitcher. Gave up a leadoff single to Sam Chutkow, who proceeded to steal second and third. And then Brooks Clark hit a single to left to drive in Chutkow and make the score 1-0. Then Clark stole second off an errant pitch from Levin. And then a pair of groundouts by Gwarek and Mckenzie brought Clark around. This is swung on and missed by Levine. Count is now full at 3-2. Good response coming out of a meeting at the mound. Now the payoff pitch. Swung on and slapped down the third base line, but foul. Levine was threatening with that one. If that one stayed fair, that could have gone for extra bases. But instead, the count remains full. Levin sets. The payoff pitch again. And they say it came in high. A free pass to Levine. And now up is the third baseman, number 8, Jacob Smith. Smith, only the second right-handed batter that Levin has faced here in the bottom of the first. Levine stands at first. First pitch in there for strike 1. Levin checks the runner at first. The 0-1 pitch. Skips into the dirt again. And that's going to be ball 1. Well covered by Jasper Reed behind the plate. The 1-1. Skips in low again. That's ball 2. Levin starting to revert back to those bad habits he was having before the meeting at the mound. Checks the runner at first and delivers. That one catches the outside corner for strike 2. 2-2 will be the count to Smith. 2 outs, runner at first. Needham leads Brookline 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. Levin delivers. Levine takes off. It's a hit and run. It's smacked out to left center. It's being tracked by Kravitz, and he's got it. Orion Kravitz, some good tracking out there in left field. Sun and all. And that will end the first inning. Through 1, the score, the Needham Rockets 2, the Brookline Warriors 0. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, live here at Needham High School in Needham, Massachusetts. And I'll be back after a short mute break. Stay tuned. And welcome back to Needham High School in Needham, Massachusetts. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, here bringing you live coverage of this Bay State Conference baseball playoff game between the visiting Brookline High Warriors and the hosting Needham High Rockets. We start off the top of the second here. Nico Schwartz returns to the mound for Needham, his team now up 2-0 after a 2-run first inning. His first pitch to Eli Rothman, inside for ball 1. Rothman had a rough go of it on Monday, 0 for 4 with a strikeout. We'll see what he can do here. The 1-0 misses away. That's going to be ball 2. The hitters this inning for Brookline are going to be Rothman, Richardson, and Villa, as that pitch is in there for strike 1. 2-1, the count to Rothman. Pitch, swung on and missed, and that's going to be strike 2. Caught him chasing a ball to the outside. Count is now 2-2. Schwartz, the 2-2 pitch. He checks his swing and it misses outside. That's ball 3. Count is full to Rothman. The payoff pitch from Schwartz. He swings and slices this one, foul down the first base side. Three and 2, still the count to Rothman. Schwartz winds and delivers, swings and slaps this one into the gap in the left side, and that's going to be a hit for Rothman. Eli Rothman already off to a better start than he had on Monday. He singles through the left gap and puts the leadoff man on for Brookline here in the top of the second. Now batting, the right fielder, number 18, Matt Richardson. Schwartz checks the runner and sets. Throws back to first. Rothman dives back safely. Needham knows how dangerous good base runners can be as they displayed their skill on the paths in the bottom of the first. Total of 3 stolen bases, and really only one of them could be arguable as a wild pitch. First pitch now to Richardson. He was showing bunt, but he pulls back. Ball comes in high. Catcher thought about the throw, but decided against it. Richardson had an electric day on Monday. 1 for 2, a strikeout, a sacrifice fly, 2 stolen bases, a run scored, and an RBI. The 1-0 now to Richardson. He shows bunt again and pulls back, and the ball skips past the catcher. Rothman is going to trot down to second. And the second base umpire says that Richardson didn't go on the pitch. So it'll be 2-0, the count to Richardson, with Eli Rothman now at second base. The 2-0 pitch to Richardson. He swings and slaps this one over the third baseman into shallow left. Rothman is going to hold at third. And that's going to put runners at the corners with nobody out. Now batting, the designated hitter, number 13, Daniel Villa. It's a familiar situation for Brookline. They had runners on the corners with Villa at the plate on Monday, and they decided to go for the double steal. So Needham is probably going to be wary of that possibility. And Richardson takes off on the first pitch. They decide to throw down to second. No go for home, but Richardson successfully steals second anyway. Richardson, an effective base stealer. Interesting they decided to hold Rothman at third. So if I'm not mistaken, the count is 1-0 to Villa, now with runners at second and third. The pitch comes in low and away. That's going to be ball 2. No, my mistake. The first pitch was a strike. The count is 1-1. Pitch to Villa. He swings and slaps this one over towards me, so that's going to be a foul ball. One and 2 now, the count to Villa. Eli Rothman stands at third. Matt Richardson at second. Nobody out here in the top of the second inning. And we got a timeout called. On Monday, Villa went 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. He was one of the runners who came in on Owen Roach's 2-run single. Now the pitch here. Takes it outside for ball 2. 2-2, the count now to Villa. Nobody out, 2 men in scoring position. Brookline trails Needham by 2. Schwartz sets. The pitch. He slices this one into foul territory. The first baseman's giving chase, but that's going to go over the fence, or over the netting, as it were. Either way, out of play, and Villa stays alive. Jack Levine wanted to give it a chase, but it just carried too much and into the bleachers. 1-2, still the count to Villa. Pitch, high and outside. That's actually going to be ball 3. I was losing track of my balls and strikes there. It was 2-2, and now it's 3-2. So a full count to Villa. Schwartz sets. Winds and delivers. Swings and slaps this one into right field. That's going to bring in at least 1. And they hold Richardson at third, but Villa gets the RBI single. Eli Rothman comes in to score, and Brookline is on the board. 2-1 now the score. And coming to the plate for Brookline, the left fielder, number 3, Orion Kravitz. Catcher Hartung giving signals to the infielders. Once again, Brookline has runners on the corners, so you have to wonder if maybe they'll go for the double steal here. Richardson, we know, a reliable base runner, so they might send him if they send Villa. They send Villa. They make the They don't make the throw. They decide to just go with defensive indifference. This time, Hartung decides against making the throw. I think he knew that Richardson was a more dangerous base runner than Rothman and more of a threat to go. I believe that first pitch to Kravitz went in for a strike. So once again, runners at second and third, nobody out. The pitch to Kravitz. Curves in there for a strike. Owen 2, now the count to Kravitz. Richardson stands at third, Villa at second. Nobody out. The pitch. Swung on and he manages to get a piece of it. Kravitz just manages to stay alive here. Count still 0-2. Schwartz, the 0-2 pitch. Comes in low, and that's going to be ball 1. Good patience by Kravitz. Schwartz was trying to fool him with a low dipping curve there. Instead, the count will be 1-2. Schwartz the pitch, and he slices it foul. Kravitz battling in this at-bat. He's been behind in the count the entire way. Count currently stands at 1-2. as you can hear another train coming by. Schwartz sets. The 1-2 pitch. Misses to the outside. Kravitz making him work for this one. He fell behind 0-2 with the first 2 pitches, and since then it's been foul ball, ball, foul ball, ball. 2-2, the count to Kravitz. Schwartz, the pitch. He check swing fouls, and the pattern continues. If the pattern were to continue, this next pitch would be a ball. Schwartz, the pitch, and this one is fouled. Kravitz has now fouled off 4 pitches since falling behind in the count 0-2. He's hoping to get one in play, though, to bring in one of his teammates and maybe tie this game. The pitch. He gets contact, and it's foul again. 3 straight foul balls, 5 total in this at-bat for Orion Kravitz. Another 2-2 pitch, and another foul ball. You have to admire it here. His patience there as he takes another close ball. Count is now full to Kravitz. Count is now full. Schwartz sets. The pitch. And another foul ball over the backstop. That's number 7 for the at-bat. Kravitz just wants to stay at the plate forever. He doesn't want this at-bat to end. Payoff pitch. Dips in low and he draws the walk. After all of that, Kravitz, he more than earned that trot down to first base. The bases now loaded for Brookline, still no outs. Coming to the plate, the pitcher, number 21, Jake Levin. Levin, a good chance to contribute to his cause here. As we got a meeting at the mound here with Nico Schwartz, catcher Miles Hartung, as well as the coach going out there to talk with the pitcher. It's been a rough inning for Schwartz. After he put Brookline's top 3 hitters down in order in the top of the first, he seemed to be in a groove, but it's been nothing but trouble here in the top of the second. A single through the left gap by Eli Rothman, who then advanced to second on a wild pitch. A single to shallow left by Richardson moved Rothman to third. Then Richardson stole second, and Daniel Villa brought in Rothman on a single to right. And then Villa stole second, basically on defensive indifference as they were more concerned about Richardson at third. And then after 7 foul balls with 2 strikes, Kravitz drew the walk and loaded the bases. So now after the meeting of the mound, Levin will step in for Brookline. He didn't play in the game on Monday, but he has had his share of offensive highlights. Those who remember Brookline's lone regular season win over Natick, a thrilling 8-7 victory in 9 innings, Levin was a part of that. He had an RBI single that brought in Richardson and gave Brookline at the time a 3-2 lead. And he has the chance to either tie this game up or give his team the lead here. A hit to the outfield scores at least 1, possibly 2, depending on where exactly it lands. And a really big hit could potentially clear the bases and break this game open. First pitch to Levin. Comes in low for ball 1. Of course, can't forget the other scenario. If Levin manages to draw a walk, then he brings in Richardson from third and ties the game. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on and he skies it into foul territory. I'll lay out for it next time. So that one was a little too close for comfort. Not necessarily to being an out, but necessarily to hitting me. But ultimately a good distance away from me and a good distance away from the left fielder. Right fielder, I should say, Stephen Mckenzie. So a harmless foul ball there for Levin. Count is 1-1. The pitch. Catches the low corner there for strike 2. 1-2, the count 11, and Schwartz would certainly like a strikeout here, as it would put Needham in the position where they could turn a double play to end the inning. The pitch. He slaps this one, and this one's going to go into right field. This will bring in at least one. Richardson comes home, and this ball game is tied. Jake Levin adding to his own cause and tying up the ball game at 2 apiece. Now coming to the plate, the number 9 hitter and third baseman, number 24, James Djalchand Eriksson. First pitch. In there for strike 1. Djalchand Eriksson, on Monday, of course, he had the thrilling pitching outing. He also went 1 for 3 with a steal and a run scored. He was one of the runners to come in on Roach's 2-run single as he slices this one foul down the first base side. And of course, he was the other half of the double steal that brought in Richardson for Brookline's first run in that game. Right now he faces an 0-2 count with nobody out and the bases loaded. The pitch. Misses just a bit outside, ball 1. Villa stands at third, Kravitz at second, Levin at first. A hit just about anywhere could bring in the go-ahead run unless the Needham fielders decide to throw for home. But a ground out where they don't throw home, that brings in a run. A grounder into a double play that doesn't involve home also brings in a run. A sacrifice fly to the outfield brings in a run. And of course, a hit brings in a run. But a strikeout is very possible here. 1-2 the count to Djalchand Eriksson. The pitch. He manages to get a piece of it and foul it to the backstop. Those foul balls giving Schwartz fits here. Remember, it was just a couple batters ago that Orion Kravitz fell behind 0-2 after the first 2 pitches and then proceeded to foul off 7 potential third strikes before drawing a walk. Pitch. He slaps this one. It's a grounder to short, fielded by the shortstop, thrown to second. They dropped it. Everyone reaches safely, and now another runner's coming for home. 2 runs come in off the error. Call that an E4 there, as the second baseman was looking away. Now we're back to the top of the order with the center fielder, number 2, Owen Roach. Roach grounded out to short his last time up in the first inning. The score now Brookline 4, Needham 2. Schwartz checks on the runners, now delivers. Roach shows bunt but pulls back as the pitch comes in the dirt. That's going to be ball 1. Pitch, and Roach manages to lay down the bunt this time, and he's going to make a race for first. He's not going to get there in time, but the sac bunt does advance the runners. Now with 1 out and runners at second and third, up comes Rocco Shorgy. Struck out looking his last time up. First pitch here dips low for ball 1. Jake Levin stands at third. James Djelchand Eriksson stands at second. 1 out and Brookline leads 4-2. The pitch catches the low corner that time, and that'll be strike 1. Pitch, and this one is fouled to the backstop. That'll be strike 2 to Shorgy. Brookline has already flipped the script this inning. It's a 4-run rally thus far, and they've turned a 2-run deficit into a 2-run lead, but they're still hoping for more. The pitch to Shorgy. Swung on and missed. The third strike is dropped, but he's not allowed to advance. Or, no, did they say Shorgy got a piece of that one? They say he got a piece of that one. That was a bit confusing for a second. Everyone thought it was strike 3, and that it was a dropped third strike, and that includes the batter. But the ump says, no, the bat got a piece of it, so Shorgy's at bat continues. Now the pitch. And this one skips away, and the runner's coming in. Jake Levin heading for home, and he slides in safely. And now there's another erroneous throw. Djelchand Eriksson coming in, and that's 2 runs in. 6-2 Brookline. Brookline now leads Needham 6-2, 1 out, and now the base is empty, and Shorgy goes down on strike swinging. But amazingly, the runners still came in during his at-bat. The wild pitch allowed Jake Levin to score from third, and then a throwing error by the catcher, Miles Hartung, allowed Djelchand Eriksson to score. Reed got all of this one, all the way out to left. That's going all the way to the wall. Reed is going to go for extra bases. A stand-up double by Jasper Reed. He got all of that one, and in a shorter ballpark, that would have been a dinger. But very deep fences here at Needham. And so instead, it'll be a runner at second with 2 down, as Brookline has now officially hit around the order, with Eli Rothman coming up to the plate for his second at-bat this inning. We got another meeting at the mound with Schwartz, who's had a nightmare of an inning, and it looks like he might be pulled here in the second. And it looks like he will. A new pitcher coming in for the Needham Rockets. We'll see who this one is once we turn around and see a jersey number. Schwartz got off to such a good start in the first inning. He sent the first 3 batters down in order. But it's been an absolute disaster for him here in the second inning. Rothman led off with a single through the left gap, advanced to second on a wild pitch. Matt Richardson hit a single just over the third baseman's head to advance Rothman to third. Then Richardson stole second before Daniel Villa hit a single to right that scored Rothman and put Brookline on the board. Villa stole second, and then Orion Kravitz, after going down 0-2 in the count, fouled off 7 pitches to eventually draw a walk and load the bases. Jake Levin hit a single to right that brought in Richardson and tied the game. James Djelchand Eriksson grounded into what would have been a 6-4 fielder's choice, possibly a 6-4-3 double play, but instead an error on the catch by the second baseman allowed Daniel Villa to score. Well, actually, Villa would have scored anyway on the fielder's choice. It was Kravitz who came in because of the error, and Brookline went up 4-2. Owen Roach laid down a sac bunt to move Levin to third and Djelchand Eriksson to second. And then during Rocco Shorgy's at-bat, a wild pitch allowed Levin to score, and then a throwing error trying to cover for the wild pitch allowed Djelchand Eriksson to score, putting it 6-2. Shorgy went down on strikes again, but then Jasper Reed hit a towering shot that, like I said, in another ballpark, that ball is gone. Not here with these deep fences here at Needham, and instead he gets a stand-up double. Now pitching, we can see a jersey number now. This is number 13, Ryan Torrisi. So Nico Schwartz finishes the day with 1 2/3 innings pitched, 6 runs allowed, although not all of them earned, to be sure. I would say probably 3 of those runs were earned at minimum. Possibly 1 or 2 more, depending on how the statistician might score it. But now Eli Rothman, who got this rally started, is at the plate with 2 down and a man at second. First pitch from Torrisi is fouled over the backstop. That'll be strike 1. Brookline leads 6-2. Reed stands at second, 2 outs, 0-1 count to Rothman. The pitch swung on and missed, and that'll be strike 2. Might have got a piece of it, but either way, it wasn't the third strike, so it doesn't matter. 0-2 the count to Rothman. Torrisi making quick work of his relief outing thus far. The 0-2 pitch misses. That's a wild pitch, and Reed gets a free pass down to third. So that'll be ball 1 to Rothman, and then a wild pitch puts Reed over at third. So Reed now really threatening to bring in Brookline's 7th run of the inning. The count is 1-2 to Rothman. The pitch from Torrisi swung on and missed, and that's going to end the inning. Rothman goes down on strikes, but not before his earlier at-bat sparked a 6-run rally for Brookline. 6-2 the score now for the Warriors. Jake Levin can return to the mound for Brookline with a bit more of a cushion, although... Okay, yeah, it will be Levin returning to the mound. The second baseman, Jack Martell, was warming up between innings after Levin had a rough inning in the bottom of the first, giving up 2 runs. But now that the team has put 6 on the board, it's an entirely new ball game. So after the Brookline hitters went down in order, particularly 3 of their better hitters in Roach, Shorgy, and Reed, it might have got people thinking, myself included, that maybe this won't be the offensive shootout that it was the last time these two matched up. But Brookline, what a stellar second inning they had. 6 runs. And none of those runs came courtesy of extra base hits. It was all a bunch of singles, base stealing. You know, just very slow and meticulous work around the bases for them. And ultimately, it paid off. So coming to the plate ordinarily at this spot would be Nico Schwartz, but he was replaced. So I think that's Torrisi at the plate, but I'm not entirely sure. The first pitch is high for ball 1. So I believe this is Ryan Torrisi, number 13 at the plate. He slaps this one, a high bouncer to third, picked up by Djelchen Derrickson, thrown to first, and that's going to be the first out. So Ryan Torrisi grounds out to third for the first out. Now batting the catcher, number 21, Miles Hartung. It's the 7, 8, and 9 hitters here in the second inning for Needham as the first pitch comes in low for ball 1. Pitch, swung and slapped down the third base line again, but this time it's foul. One and one, the count to Hartung. The pitch skips in for ball 2. Again, Levin having some trouble with those pitches coming in, not just low, but low in a way that no batter is going to swing at. 2 and 1. The pitch. That one's in there for strike 2. 2 and 2, the count to Hartung. 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the second inning. Pitch. Misses low and away. That's going to be ball 3. Payoff pitch from Levin. Comes in high, and that's going to be ball 4. So the catcher, Hartung, gets a free trot down to first. And it looks like he'll run. Nope, they are going to bring a pinch runner in. Whenever the catcher reaches first, that is a distinct possibility, as you want their leg power focused on, being a catcher. So this will be number 6, Jeremy Melton. As coming to the plate, the left fielder, number 7, Brandon King. First pitch to King, inside, ball 1. The 1-0 skips into the dirt and is blocked by Reed. That'll be ball 2, but Melton will not advance. And that is why so often you see coaches pinch run their catchers, because they want their leg power focused on efforts like that. This one is a high bouncer, fielded by Djelchen Derrickson, throws to second for 1, on to first, not in time, but they do get the lead runner. So the pinch runner, Jeremy Melton, out at second. And we cycle back around to the leadoff hitter, the center fielder, number 1, Sam Chutkow. Pitch. They say it caught the inside corner. That'll be strike 1. Chutkow, his last time up, slapped a single out to right, stole 2 bases, and later came in on a single to left by Brooks Clark. That one just inside for ball 1. 1 and 1, the count to Chutkow. King stands at first. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Pitch. Just inside again. You can see Jasper Reed trying to get that framing work in there for these close calls, but the ump's not being fooled. 2 and 1, the count. The pitch skips in, and a throw down to first. Oh, but they couldn't collect it in time. That was an interesting play. First, a great block of a great catch rather of a low skipping pitch by Jasper Reed. King was thinking about taking off on the potential wild pitch, but then had to scurry back to first because Reed got up and threw in a hurry. This pitch is high for ball 4, and Chutkow gets a free pass down to first. Now batting the shortstop, number 16, Brooks Clark. His first time up, Clark hit a single to left to drive in Chutkow, who had stolen his way. Wait, what? What? I am not sure what is happening. Chutkow is standing near the plate. The umps are deliberating something. King has already gone down to second. I'm not quite sure what they're deliberating. But eventually they do let him go to first, so that was a thing that happened. And now it's happened, and now indeed Chutkow gets the free pass to first. He'll stand at first while King stands at second, and Brooks Clark steps up to the plate. 2 down, 2 on. Brookline leads Needham 6-2. Levin the pitch. He skies this one out near me and ultimately off the netting. These hitters trying to scare me here today. We've had a couple of hits towards this area. But it'll just be a harmless foul ball, 0-1 the count to Clark. Pitch from Levin, and he fouls this one to the backstop. So quickly behind, 0-2. 2 down, men at first and second. Brookline leads Needham 6-2 here in the bottom of the second inning. The pitch comes in low and inside. That's going to be ball 1. Levin checks the runner at second. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on and grounded. That's going down the line, but foul. They are keeping James Djelchand Erickson busy this inning. He's already had a couple of grounders come his way, and he's had a couple of foul balls come his way. Now the 1-2 rather. This one's slapped out into left, fielded by Kravitz. He throws it back in, and they hold the runner. Oh, but he's caught! They caught him in between. This is going to be a pickle. They throw it back to the catcher. He's running back to third. The throw back to third, and they got the tag! The indecisiveness on the bags by Brandon King proves costly for Needham. What do you even call that? A 7-5-2-6, I guess? Man, you never expect an inning to end on a base hit. But there we go. We are through 2 here in Needham. The score after 2 innings, Brookline 6, Needham 2. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and I'll be back with more of this Bay State Conference playoff game after a short mute break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan here live in Needham, Massachusetts for the third inning of this Bay State Conference baseball playoff game between Brookline and Needham. First pitch to Matt Richardson, I believe, is ball one. The relief pitcher, Orion Torrisi, back out on the mound for Needham. Pitch to Richardson, skips in, and that's going to be ball two. 2-0 the count to Richardson. His last time up, he hit a single over the third baseman's head and later came around to score. Now it's a chopper over to third. It could not be fielded by Smith. Took a weird hop. That's a borderline error, but I'm going to give him the single. So Richardson leads them off with a hit. Now at the plate, the designated hitter, number 13, Daniel Villa. Pitch to Villa. He shows bunt. He lays down the bunt. It's right over to first. Scooped up and flipped over. And the sac bunt is pulled off successfully. Villa out at first, but Richardson advances easily over to second. Might have been a closer play at first, but I think Villa tripped coming out of the box. Either way, now coming to the plate, the left fielder, number 3, Orion Kravitz. One out and a runner at second. Pitch to Kravitz. Catches the high corner for strike one. Kravitz, of course, his last time up, he fell behind in the count 0-2 and then proceeded to foul off 7 pitches in order to draw out the at-bat long enough for 4 balls and a walk. He would later come around to score. The pitch swung on and missed, and that's strike 2, and this is a familiar count. It is 0-2 to Kravitz. Matt Richardson stands at second. Richardson already 2 for 2 today with a pair of singles. He's scored once already. The pitch comes in low, scoots away from the catcher for a second, but not long enough that Richardson would take off for third. Richardson, of course, a dangerous base runner. He has stolen second base once in each of the 2 playoff games this week, and of course he stole home on Monday as part of a double steal. The pitch, low and away, and that'll be ball 2. That was another one that had a danger of getting away from the catcher, but well covered that time by Miles Hartung. Two and two, the count to Kravitz. Torrisi winds and delivers. That one comes in high, and that's ball 3. That's one of the sneaky things about Orion Kravitz. He may not have the strongest bat, but he's got a good eye for the ball, a small strike zone, and he can draw those free trips to first if you give them to him. The payoff pitch from Torrisi. Swung and fouled to the backstop. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, is he starting again? Strap in, folks. We might be here for a while. This is Orion Kravitz at bat. Count still full. Torrisi checks the runner at second and delivers. Swung on and missed, and Kravitz goes down on strikes. No free pass and no long fight that time. Kravitz goes down swinging. 2 down, runner still at second. And now at the plate is the pitcher, number 21, Jake Levin. He hit an RBI single to right that ironically brought in Richardson to tie the game. He'll be hoping to do the exact same here. First one catches the high corner for strike 1. Levin would later score on a wild pitch by the starting pitcher, Nico Schwartz. But of course now it's Orion Torrisi on the mound for the Rockets. The pitch. That one comes in high for ball 1. One and one, the count to Levin. Torrisi checks on Richardson at second a few times and then fires. Swung on and missed. And that is going to be strike two. Torrisi 1 strike away from escaping this inning unscathed. Brookline still leads 6-2. The pitch in there for strike three. They dropped the third strike. The throw down to first is successful. So the top of the third ends with no score for Brookline. Led off with a single by Matt Richardson, who got a weird hop right in the face of the third baseman to get him onto first base. Daniel Villa laid down a sac bunt to advance Richardson into scoring position, but then they couldn't do anything with it. Kravitz went down swinging, Levin went down looking, and although there was a dropped third strike, the easy 2-3 force out ended that inning. We are through 2.5 here. Brookline leads Needham 6-2. Jake Levin returning to the mound for his third inning of work. His last inning got kind of interesting. They managed to get 2 men on with 2 outs, and then Brooks Clark hit a single into left, but then the runner who advanced from second to third all of a sudden hesitated, wasn't sure whether to go for a home or to come back, and the throw back in to the infield from Orion Kravitz came in a lot faster than I think he was expecting, and all of a sudden he found himself caught between the bags. And so after, a bit of a pickle run down, eventually he got tagged out near third by the shortstop Rocco Shorgy. So despite getting the hit, Brooks Clark was the last batter of the second inning. So here in the bottom of the third, it'll be Will Gwarick, Stephen Mckenzie, and Jack Levine. 3 lefty hitters facing Levin back to back to back. Gwarick and Mackenzie, each of their last times up in the bottom of the first, they grounded out to first unassisted. But those groundouts managed to advance Brooks Clark around to come home for the team's second run. Jack Levine drew a walk but would be stranded at first. So now up is number 28, Will Gwarick. The pitch comes in high for ball 1. Gwarick, the second baseman, he had a costly error during Brookline's 6-run rally in the top of the second, rather. Now hoping for some better results at the plate as the next pitch comes in high for ball 2. Levin, the 2-0, skips into the dirt. That is ball 3. The 3-0 skips into the dirt, and that's ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Gwarick to start off the inning, and they're going to have a meeting at the mound after that one. They don't want Levin reverting back to some of the bad habits he's shown at a couple of points today, where all his pitches start coming into the dirt. And I think the fact that his first couple of pitches came in high, he ended up overcompensating, and we're going to have a pitching change here, actually, after that one. Now coming in from second base to pitch is number 15, Jack Martell. We'll see what the other defensive substitutions are. Levin has spent some time playing in the infield. I've mostly seen him play third base, so it's possible they'll move Levin to third and then put Djalchand Eriksson over at second base, because I've seen Djalchand Eriksson play second base a couple of times when he's not pitching. Either way, it'll be Jack Martell on the mound, and we've seen him have good outings, and we've seen him have bad outings this season. And we'll see what kind of outing it is here today. Certainly, Brookline will be hoping for the former. So Levin's day ends on the mound, throwing 2+. He gave up 2 earned runs through 2+ innings, as he now moves to second base. So not enough innings pitched for Levin to qualify for the win, as now stepping in is Stephen Mckenzie. That first pitch from Martell comes in high for ball 1. Mackenzie, his last time up, had an RBI ground out to first that brought in Clark. This next pitch comes in for a strike. Since Mackenzie's at bat, Needham has not been able to score, and the script has really been flipped, as it's now a Brookline lead of 6-2. Martell delivers, swung on and missed. He fooled him on that one. Dropped off the table there. 1-2, now the count to Mackenzie. Gwarek leading off of first. The pitch from Martell, swung on and he dribbles it. Back to the pitcher, fielded by Martell, throws to first, gets him in time. Credit to Mackenzie, he not only advanced the runner, but he actually made it a play there at first base. He was hauling it. And while Martell sort of took his time on the routine grounder, Mackenzie managed to actually make it kind of close. First pitch comes in high to the first baseman, Jack Levine. Levine walked his last time up in the bottom of the first inning. He now has a runner at second in Will Gwarek, and he skies this one out to left. Kravitz is on his horse, tracking it, and that's going to drop in fair territory. That's going to bring in one and go for extra bases. Stand-up double for Jack Levine, scores Will Gwarek. And Needham cuts the Brookline lead to 6-3. Now up next, the third baseman, number 8, Jacob Smith. Pitch from Martell comes in high for ball 1. So that run will be credited to Jake Levin, since he was the one who gave the free pass to Gwarek. Martell with the pitch, high and inside. That's going to be ball 2 to Smith. Smith, his last time up, flew out to left to end the first inning. He now has Levine standing at second with one out, rather, here, and they hit him. So the hit by pitch now puts 2 men on for the relief pitcher, Ryan Torrisi. Smith at first, Levine at second. The tying run is now at the plate. And it is the relief pitcher, Ryan Torrisi. The corner infielders, Rothman and Djalchand Eriksson, playing in, watching out for the potential bunt to put the runners in scoring position. Runners take their leads. Rothman charges in. He shows bunt but pulls back in there for strike 1. Eli Rothman bringing the pressure off the first base line. And he's showing bunt again. Rothman coming in really close. The pitch, he swings and whiffs on the bunt. And I say he swung, but he didn't really swing. He tried to lay down the bunt, but he missed. I think he went too high on it because he really wanted to put it on the ground with the infielders charging in. This is an 0-2 count, and so he's going to have to swing here. The pitch comes inside, and they say that was in there. Torrisi got completely fooled on that one. And so now with 2 down and runners at first and second, up comes the catcher, number 21, Miles Hartung. First pitch, and he skies this one out to center field. Roach on his horse, chasing it. It's out of his reach. Throw comes back into the infield, and that's going to score 2. Huge double to deep right center by Miles Hartung. Levine scores. Smith scores. Needham cuts the Brookline lead down to 1. It is 6-5 now. The tying run now stands at second as coming to the plate, the left fielder, number 7, Brandon King. King looking for some redemption after he got caught between third and home to end last inning. Martell, the pitch. High and inside, ball 1. So Martell on the hook for 2 of the 3 runs scored this inning. The pitch, this one is sliced over the backstop for strike 1. It's been a tough inning of relief for Jack Martell. He got a ground out against the first batter he faced. Since then, it's been RBI double, hit by pitch, strikeout, and 2-run double. This one's a grounder. It's juggled by Djelchen Eriksson, but he smartly picks it up and makes the tag. The pinch runner, Jeremy Moulton, was running for Hartung. That was a potential reach-on error for King. That ultimately turned into a tag-out. Smart play by James Djelchen Eriksson to limit the damage there, but damage was done. And after 3 innings of play, the score, the visiting Brookline Warriors 6, the hosting Needham Rockets 5. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and I'll be back with the 4th inning of play after a short mute break. Stay tuned. And I'm back. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I'm here to bring you the top of the 4th inning of this Bay State Conference baseball playoff game between the Brookline Warriors and the Needham Rockets. The Rockets just had an electric bottom of the 3rd inning to cut Brookline's lead from 6-2 down to 6-5. Now leading off against Needham's Ryan Torrisi is the Brookline 3rd baseman, James Djelchen Eriksson. First pitch from Torrisi comes in low for ball 1. His last time up, Djelchen Eriksson grounded out into what it could have been at least a 6-4 fielder's choice, if not a 6-4-3 double play, as the pitch comes in inside for ball 2. But on that grounder, there was an error by the second baseman who failed to field the throw from the shortstop, resulting in everyone reaching safely and 2 runs coming in. This one's a shallow dribbler, fielded by Torrisi, thrown to first and caught. Potentially dangerous throw to first there, as Levine had to lean into the baseline a bit there. But ultimately, they get the 1-3 ground out. Now up at the plate, the center fielder, number 2, Owen Roach. Roach 0 for 1 today with a ground out and a sacrifice bunt. And he'll be hoping to get on base for the first time today. The pitch comes in high for ball 1. The 1-0 skips in for ball 2. 2-0, now the count to Roach. Pitch from Torrisi is fouled to the backstop. That's going to be strike 1 to Roach. Ryan Torrisi has been a very effective relief pitcher for the Rockets so far. He came in with 2 outs in the second inning. So thus far he's pitched 2 total innings, or I should say 1 2/3, as the pitch comes in and is fouled to the backstop again for strike 2. He's pitched 1 2/3 thus far and no runs have come in. And it's given his team the chance to try and mount a comeback here. They've narrowed the lead from 6-2 to 6-5. The 2-2 pitch to Roach. Another foul to the backstop. Roach battling here, but can't seem to get the ball in play just yet. Count still 2-2 to the leadoff man. Another pitch from Torrisi. Comes in low and away for ball 3. Count is now full. 1 out and nobody on. Here in the top of the 4th inning. Payoff pitch from Torrisi. Skips in low and Roach gets a free pass. So Roach reaches base, and so 1 out and a man on for Rocco Shorgy. It's been a tough day at the plate for Shorgy. He is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. And as the number 2 man in the lineup, he knows his job is to be able to get on base, so he'll be looking for better results here in this at-bat. First pitch comes in high for ball 1. Hartung thought about the throw down to first, decided against it, but Roach dove back anyway. Roach is a potentially dangerous base runner. Brookline, just in general, can be a pretty aggressive team on the base paths. As Roach takes off on this one, Shorgy pulls back the bunt, the throw down to second. Roach is safe. So that pitch was ball 2. And now with 1 out, the only force is at first base, and there is a run in scoring position. A potentially critical insurance run, as Brookline's lead is now just 1. Roach leads off second. The 2-0 to Shorgy comes in high for ball 3. Roach is not beyond stealing for third. He did it on Monday at one point. Pitch comes in, and that one skips away. And so on the fourth ball, Roach is going to take off for third on the wild pitch. So now with one out and runners on the corners, up comes the catcher, number 20, Jasper Reed. This is a dangerous situation for the Needham defense on multiple levels, as we've now got a meeting at the mound with Torrisi. Brookline, like I said, a very aggressive base running team, and they've got themselves in position for a potential double steal. And considering how they responded to the last double steal, they might just decide to let Shorgy walk to second and not risk the potential of Roach coming home, because with that Roach's successful steal of second, they already know that Roach can be a dangerous base runner, and they probably don't want to risk that. But then on top of that, at the plate, you've got Jasper Reed, who almost took Torrisi yard all the way, or rather, he almost took Schwartz yard. That was he was the last batter that Nico Schwartz, the starting pitcher, faced before he was pulled in favor of Torrisi. So this is the only batter in the Brookline lineup that Torrisi has not faced thus far. Reed thus far 1 for 2, a ground out and a double to deep left field. We've had a couple of hits out deep, but the outfield is a deep one here at Needham High School, so home runs are not easy to come by. Reed now stands in with runners at the corners, his team clinging to a narrow 6-5 lead, and he's hoping to extend it. The pitch comes in low and outside. That's ball 1. One and 0, the count to Reed. Roach leads off third, Shorgy off first. The pitch catches the inside corner for strike 1. We know Reed has got the prerequisite power, and if he gets this ball to the outfield, whether by a hit or a sacrifice fly, he's bringing in a run. He did drive in a run on a sacrifice fly on Monday. We'll see what he does here. The pitch swung on and missed. He wanted that one, but got fooled completely. A nice curve by Torrisi. Yes, Reed on Monday had a weird batting line, 1 for 1 with 2 walks, a sacrifice fly, and an RBI. So only one of his 4 plate appearances actually counted as an at-bat. Now the 1-2 pitch, Shorgy takes off, comes in high. They fake the throw to second and just let Shorgy trot down there safely. As I suspected, they weren't going to risk the potential of Roach coming home on the double steal, and so they just let Shorgy take it. Second and third now, 1 out, the count 2-2 to Jasper Reed. Torrisi checks the runners and delivers. Comes in low for ball 3. Count now full to Reed. He could potentially load the bases here if he gets another ball. Though, of course, that comes with the risk of putting a force at every base with 1 out. On deck for the Warriors right now is their cleanup hitter, the first baseman, Eli Rothman. Rothman 1 for 2 so far today with a single and a run scored. The payoff pitch comes in high and inside, and Reed gets the free trot to first. Brookline loads the bases with 1 out. And now coming up, the first baseman, number 10, Eli Rothman. Rothman has had both of his at-bats come in the top of the second inning, as we've got another meeting at the mound for Torrisi. Rothman singled to lead off the second. and also struck out swinging to end it. So he's only faced Torrisi once, and he's not going to face him again. They're switching out their pitchers. We got a lot of action in both teams' respective bullpens, as Brookline had one of their guys warming up. I believe it was number 17, Charlie Engelman, who was warming up in the bullpen for Brookline, as Martell had a rough inning of relief back in the third. So we'll wait and see who this new pitcher is for Needham. Ryan Torrisi, a total of 1 2/3 innings pitched. No runs allowed, but he is potentially on the hook for 3 runners right now, as taking his place on the mound is number 12, Max Kesper. So this will be the third pitcher of the day for the Rockets. As I said, Torrisi gets credited for 1 2/3 innings of work, as he came in with 2 outs in the top of the second. He got Rothman swinging, the first batter he faced, stranding Jasper Reed at third. In the top of the third, he allowed a single to Matt Richardson, who then advanced to second on a sacrifice bunt. But then Torrisi got back-to-back strikeouts to get out of the jam there. In the top of the fourth, he opened with a ground out back to the pit, back to himself from James Dialchand Erickson. But since then, it's been 3 straight walks. Roach, Shorgy, and Reed have all worked the count against Torrisi to load the bases here. And after 3 straight walks, the coach had seen enough and now has put in Max Kesper. So Rothman will be the first hitter Kesper faces. He sets as the train comes by. First pitch to Rothman. Catches the inside corner for strike 1. There's a delayed hand signal from the ump, and I mean, it's not like I'm going to be able to hear it with that train going by. 0-1 the count to Rothman. The 0-1 pitch. Catches the inside corner again. Doing good work with those off-speed pitches, just dropping into the zone. 0-2 the count to Rothman. Roach stands at third, Shorgy at second, Reed at first. Brookline leads Needham 6-5. The pitch. He hit him! Roach is going to come in on the hit by pitch. So Brookline gets a pretty nice insurance run there to extend their lead to 7-5 off the bases loaded hit by pitch by Eli Rothman. Now stepping up is Matt Richardson. He is 2 for 2 today with a pair of singles and 1 run scored. Pitch from Kesper comes in low for ball 1. Richardson, if I'm not mistaken, the only Brookline batter who's gotten a hit off of both of the first 2 pitchers that Needham threw out today. And now he's facing his third different pitcher, as this one comes in high and inside. 2-0 the count to Richardson. So what I was saying in some better English is that Richardson has faced a different pitcher in all 3 of his at-bats today. That is wild. The 2-0 from Kesper comes in high for ball 3. 1 more ball to Richardson, and another run is coming in. Shorgy stands at third, Reed at second, Rothman at first. There is still only 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Pitch comes in low. That's a 4-pitch walk. So Shorgy scores, Reed down to third, Rothman to second, and Richardson the free pass to first as the Brookline lead extends to 8-5. Now coming up, the designated hitter, Daniel Villa. He's been having a pretty nice day so far. The pitch to him comes in high and over his head. Reed is going to come in to score on the wild pitch. All the runners advance and the force is gone. A disastrous start for Max Kesper. Granted, he's not on the hook for any of the runs that have scored thus far. They are all credited to Torrisi as they were inherited runners for Kesper, as his next pitch is in there for strike one. One and one the count. Swung on and missed, and that's strike two. 1-2 the count to Villa. Still one out here. The 1-2 pitch from Kesper. Catches the low corner and Villa goes down on strikes. So finally they get the second out of the inning. And now coming up, the left fielder, Orion Kravitz. Eli Rothman stands at third. Matt Richardson at second. The pitch catches the zone for strike one. The score is now Brookline 9, Needham 5, as Brookline has scored 3 runs on a hit by pitch, a walk, and a wild pitch. Now the 0-1 to Kravitz. Skips past the catcher again. Another run is going to come in to score. Rothman across the plate. And Richardson trots down to third. Brookline, I don't think, has a hit this inning, and yet they've scored 4 runs. Yeah, no, there has not been a single base hit as Kravitz swings and misses. 1-2, the count to Kravitz. And yeah, there hasn't been a single base hit, and yet Brookline has scored 4 runs. A disastrous defensive inning for Needham. The 1-2 pitch to Kravitz catches the low corner, and he goes down on strikes. So how was that for a wild inning? The top of the 4th ends, but not before Brookline hangs 4 insurance runs on the board to extend their lead out to 10-5 over Needham. Dames Dialch and Erickson led off the inning with a slow ground out back to the pitcher. Then Owen Roach, Rocco Shorgy, and Jasper Reed all drew back-to-back-to-back walks, which caused them to yank Ryan Torrisi off the mound and replace him with Max Kesper. Kesper managed to work an 0-2 count to Eli Rothman, but then hit Rothman, which allowed Roach to come in and keep the bases loaded with 1 out. Matt Richardson came up next, and Kesper walked him on 4 pitches, which allowed Shorgy to come in and make it 8-5. After that, Jasper Reed scored on a wild pitch before Daniel Villa struck out looking. And then Rothman came in to score on another wild pitch before Orion Kravitz struck out looking, ultimately ending the inning. So 4 runs, no hits, no fielding errors, but a number of wild pitches, and 1 man left on base. Absolutely wild. We'll be starting with the top of the order for Needham here, starting with Sam Chutkow. First pitch, he shows bunt and fouls it High to the backstop. That'll be strike one. Chutcow's had a pretty good day at the plate so far today. He has got a single and a walk. He is 1 for 1. He now faces an 0-1 count against the Brookline reliever, Jack Martell. The pitch, he fouls this one to the backstop, or maybe over the backstop, not sure. No, it was just a low floater. Either way, 0-2 the count now to Chutcow. Pitch. They say he didn't go, and they say that one either dipped low or outside. 1-2 the count. 1-2 pitch is low and away. That'll be ball 2. 2-2 pitch. He connects on this one, skies it out to right. Richardson on his horse, and that's going to go over his head, and that's going to go for extra bases. He's going to go for 3. It's going to be a close play, and he dives in safely for the triple. A triple to deep right to lead off the inning by Sam Chutcow. What a day he's having. 2 for 2 now, with at least 1 run scored, and he'll be hoping for another, as now coming up is the shortstop, Brooks Clark. Martell, the pitch. Check swing, pop-up. It's being tracked and caught by Rothman. Bit of a mistake there by Clark. And now coming up will be the second baseman, Will Gwarick. Gwarick, his last time up, he drew a walk and later came around to score. The pitch comes in high from Martell. 1-0 the count. So Gwarick 0 for 1 with that walk and run scored. The pitch comes in high for ball 2. Gwarick scored on a double to left by Jack Levine. Now Gwarick himself hoping to bring in his teammate Chutcow. This ball comes in low for ball 3. It'll be a 3-0 count. 10-5, Brookline leads here in the bottom of the 4th. 1 out. Sam Chutcow stands at third. The pitch in there for strike 1. Pitch swung on and missed, and that's strike 2. Martell got him with the off speed there, I believe. Count is now full to Gwarick. Pitch from Martell, skips into the catcher and skips away. Reed can't find it, but it doesn't matter. The runner decides not to go. There was the potential for disaster there, but instead it's just going to be Gwarick's second walk of the day. Now up is the right fielder, number 14, Stephen Mackenzie. Mackenzie, his last time up, well, he was the first batter that Martell actually faced in the bottom of the 3rd. He grounded out to the pitcher, which did advance Gwarick to second. That pitch comes in low for ball 1. So Mackenzie 0 for 2 as his first at-bat against the starting pitcher, Jake Levin, resulted in a ground out to first unassisted that brought in Brooks Clark. That pitch comes in low. That'll be ball 2 to Mackenzie. So 0 for 2 with an RBI is Stephen Mackenzie. Now the pitch. Just missed outside. That's going to be ball 3. 3-0 the count. Martell struggling to find the zone. Pitch. Down Broadway that time for strike one. Now the pitch. Swung on and missed, and that's strike two. Martell once again trying to work his way back from the 3-0 count. He almost succeeded with Gwarek, but ended up walking him on the payoff pitch. Now this payoff pitch, it's a grounder, fielded at second, thrown to second for one, on to first, not in time. And so the fielder's choice brings in a run. Gwarek is out at second for the second out, but Mackenzie reaches safely, allowing Chutkow to score. Needham cuts the Brookline lead down to 10-6. And now batting is the first baseman, Jack Levine. And the first pitch he skies out to left center. This one's going to go for extra bases. Mackenzie being waved home. The throw comes back into the infield. They're going to throw it at home. This is going to be safe. Nice backup work by Martell at the plate, but an even better hit by Jack Levine. Needham cuts the lead down to 7-10, and if there was ever any doubt that this would be another offensive shootout between the Warriors and the Rockets, there is no doubt anymore. 17 total runs scored between the two teams. And we got a meeting at the mound with Martell. Looks like they're going to stick with Martell for now. As I said, they had Charlie Engelman warming up in the bullpen between innings. And now batting is the third baseman, number 8, Jacob Smith. Levine stands at second. After that towering double, the score 10-7, still in favor of Brookline. And there are two outs. The first ball skips into the catcher's chest for ball one. The 1-0 count to Smith. Martell delivers. This one's low and away for ball two. Smith, his last time up, was hit by a pitch. And he'll be hoping to reach base again so he can keep this inning alive for the Rockets. The pitch. In there for strike one. Smith, of course, later came around to score back in the bottom of the third on the two-run double by Miles Hartung. That was the last run that Needham scored until this inning here. This one he fouls to the backstop, and that'll be strike two. Two and two, the count to Jacob Smith. Martell checks the runner at second and delivers. And he sends this one up. It's into shallow left. Might have been misjudged by Kravitz, but also might not have. He had enough time to turn back around, charge in, and make the catch. We are through 4 innings here at Needham High School in Needham, Massachusetts. But with how much these two teams have scored, we might as well be through 14 innings. Brookline with 10 runs, Needham with 7. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and I will be back with the 5th inning of this game after a short mute break. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan here at Needham High School in Needham, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of this Bay State Conference baseball playoff game between Brookline and Needham. We're about to head into the top of the fifth inning. Brookline leads 10-7 at present. And we've got another new pitcher for Needham. This will be their fourth pitcher of the day. This is number 15, Josh Herrera. Herrera comes in replacing Max Kesper. Kesper, of course, came in the top of the fourth to replace Ryan Torrisi. And, of course, Torrisi came in late in the top of the second to replace the starting pitcher, Nico Schwartz. Schwartz still on the hook for the loss for Needham should the score not be flipped at any point. Jake Levin leading off for Brookline and takes the first pitch to the high inside corner for strike one. Levin, of course, was the starting pitcher for Brookline. He is now playing second. Pitch. Low and away for ball one. So between the two teams, we've now seen 6 different pitchers. Herrera delivers. This one comes in high for ball 2. And that's part of the problem. A lot of these pitchers have just been losing control of their pitches at various points. Pitch, swung on and missed, and that'll be strike 2. 2-2, now the count to Levin. His last time up, he struck out looking to end the top of the third. And of course, in the second, he had an RBI single. Pitch comes in high for ball 3. Count now full to Levin. He is 1 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI and a strikeout. The payoff pitch comes in low, and Levin's got a walk. Now coming up, the third baseman, number 24, James Djalchand Erickson. You want to talk about a contrast between Monday and Wednesday, look no further than Djalchand Erickson's performance on the mound. He went the distance all 7 innings. Meanwhile, again, in this game, we are now seeing our 6th different pitcher between the two teams. This one now is Josh Herrera. Herrera winds and delivers. The bunt by Djalchand Erickson is popped foul. He got under it, certainly not what he wanted, and of course it drops foul. They'll be going back to the top of the lineup after this one. Levin leads off from first, and the throw back to first, and Levin scurries back safely. The count is 0-1 to Djalchand Erickson. As Levin leads off from first. Now another throwback. He dives back this time, and they can't get him. Much closer that time, as Levin had to lay out to get back safely to first. The Rockets certainly conscientious of Brookline's base running abilities. They've stolen a number of bases today and taken advantage of a number of wild pitches. The 0-1 pitch to Djalchand Erickson catches the low outside corner. The Brookline dugout not happy with that call there, but the ump said it crossed the plate before it dipped too low. The 0-2 count. Herrera the pitch. Levin takes off, swung on and missed. And his swing might have hit the hand, or no, they called a foul ball. They said Djalchand Erickson got a piece of it. So the count remains 0-2. Levin looked like he was going to get the steal down to second, but JDE got a piece of it. Throw back to first again, and Levin gets back easily. After you see the runner go once, you're certainly going to be conscientious about it. As if he wasn't already conscientious of Levin on first already. 0-2, the count. Herrera delivers. Swung on and connected. This one's going out to center field, but it's going to be caught by the center fielder. Levin's got to dive back to first. Can he get back in time? It missed. They had the chance for the pickoff, but Levine couldn't haul in the throw from center field. So it'll be a line out to center for JDE. And with one out and a runner on first, up steps the leadoff man and the center fielder, Owen Roach. Roach, his last time up, he drew a walk and later came in to score on a bases-loaded hit-by pitch in what was a disaster of a fourth inning for Needham. First pitch to Roach is outside for ball one. Hartung thought about throwing down to first to try and get Levin, but decided against it. Instead, it'll be a 1-0 count to Roach. Pitch, low, and Levin just takes off. So Hartung didn't even seem to notice that Levin had taken off. He was waiting to hear the call on the pitch from the ump. He was still trying to do his framing work there, and he just didn't notice at all. So Levin swipes one, and he's now in scoring position. 2-0 is the count to Roach. The pitch, that one comes in low and away for ball three. Roach is 0 for 1 today. He's got a ground out, a sac bunt, and a walk. The pitch, that one catches the inside corner. And so that'll be strike one. Roach stepped out of the box on that pitch and was waiting for the ump to call something, but ultimately he called a strike. 3-1 the count. Herrera fires. This one comes in high, and Roach gets his second free pass of the day. Owen Roach has now had 4 plate appearances, and only 1 has counted. As I said, he is 0 for 1 with a ground out, a sac bunt, and 2 walks. And now with runners on first and second, and Rocco Shorgy steps up and takes the first pitch low for a ball. If you're wondering why I was a little flustered there for a second, a dog almost ran past me and onto the field. But disaster appears to be averted. It is a 1-0 count to Shorgy. Levin at second, Roach at first. 1 down. That pitch comes in high for ball 2. Shorgy, his last time up, he drew a walk and later came in to score on a bases-loaded walk. He is 0 for 2 with a walk, 2 strikeouts, and a run scored. The pitch catches the zone that time. That'll make it 2-1. Two-one pitch comes in low. That's ball 3. Herrera having some trouble with control. He's walked 2 of his first 3 hitters, and now he's in danger of walking the bases loaded, just like Torrisi before him. 3-1. Swung on and connected. This one is going to go to the shortstop. Long throw. Definitely not going to make it in time. Shorgy gets the infield single. The base is now loaded with 1 out for probably the last hitter that Needham wants to be facing with the bases loaded, and that's Jasper Reed. Reed, so far, the only one with an extra base hit for Brookline so far today. He had that double out to deep left. His last time up, he walked and later came in to score on a wild pitch. Pitch to him here, and they hit him! A bases-loaded hit by pitch. I'm having deja vu. Levin comes in to score. Roach to third. Shorgy to second. Reed the free pass to first, and Brookline has its 11th run. Now stepping up to the plate is Eli Rothman. He had the bases loaded hit by pitch that brought in Roach his last time up. Takes that one to the inside corner for strike one. If the pattern continues here, Rothman will draw a walk and bring in Roach. The pitch catches the outside corner that time for strike two. Roach at third, Shorgy at second, Reed at first. The pitch to Rothman. He swings and connects, and this one's going up the middle. This one might bring in two. They're waving around Shorgy. Roach is already across. Shorgy coming in, and they're not going to get him. A two-run single up the middle for Eli Rothman. Brookline now takes the 13-7 lead. Jasper Reed held at second. And Miles Hartung did a good job sliding to cover a wide throw from center field. And Herrera is going to be pulled after 1/3 of an inning and allowing 3 runs. All runs came in earned. As we go over Herrera's line, he walked 2, hit 1 batter, and gave up 2 base hits. He got 1 line out to center field. This, aside from the base hits, this is feeling very deja vu-y of the previous inning, where at that time Torrisi walked the bases loaded and then just started allowing free runs to come across. We'll see who the new pitcher is this time. This is number 19. This is Ben Black. So this is new pitcher number 5 for the Rockets. And what's absolutely wild to me, I said this before, Brookline only has 1 extra base hit so far. I mean, they've really been doing this the way of the small ball. I mean, their 1 extra base hit did not result in any runs. Everything's been coming in on singles, walks, hit by pitches, wild pitches. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, you look conversely at Needham, and they've had some explosive hits. They've had some doubles. They've had at least 1 triple. In fact, let me see if I can count the number of extra base hits that Needham has so far. They had 2 extra base hits, a double and a triple back in the 4th. In the 3rd, they had 2 doubles, so that's already 4. In the 2nd, they had none, and in the 1st, they had none. So they've had 4 extra base hits in the past 2 innings, and yet Brookline is still well in the lead. And in fact, they've almost doubled up Needham at this point. 13-7 is the score. There is 1 out in the inning. Jasper Reed stands at second. Eli Rothman stands at first. And Matt Richardson comes to the plate. Richardson is 2 for 2 today with a pair of singles and a bases-loaded walk that drove in Rocco Shorgy. A walk's not going to bring any runs in this time. And of course, Richardson himself has scored twice. First pitch from Black. Catches the low corner on Richardson for strike 1. The score is 13-7 in favor of Brookline here in this Bay State Conference playoff game. The pitch skips in the dirt for ball 1. Well covered that time by Hartung, and all the runners hold. It's been a rough day for Hartung behind the plate. He's had to deal with a number of wild pitches that he could not control. And then, of course, he had one throwing error that allowed another runner to come in. Pitch. That comes in low. For, according to the scoreboard, ball 3. I might have lost track of the count here. By my count, it was 2-1, but scoreboard says 3-1. The pitch. They call a strike on that one. And I hadn't lost track, the scoreboard had, so it's actually 2-2 the count now to Richardson. Should have had a little more faith in myself. 2-2 the count, 1 down, runners at first and second. Pitch from Black. Fouled to the backstop by Richardson, and he stays alive. The 2-2 pitch again. This one is sliced in foul territory. Levine's giving chase, but that's out of play. The count remains at 2-2. Richardson still fighting. Now the pitch. He slaps this one. It's caught by the second baseman. Great play by Gwarek. He gets the man at second unassisted, and Richardson reaches on the fielder's choice. A nice play by the second baseman, Will Gwarek. So Rothman is out at second. Reed advances to third. And now up is the designated hitter, Daniel Villa. Runners on the corners. And we know Richardson is a big threat to steal. 2 outs, and they throw right back to first. They know who to be worried about. 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning. Brookline leads Needham 13-7. Matt Richardson stands at first. Jasper Reed at third. Daniel Villa at the plate. Ben Black throws back to first again. And again, Richardson dives back safely. No pitches have yet been thrown to Daniel Villa. Black winds and delivers. Richardson still takes off. The low throw. That'll go in for a ball, and Richardson steals second, and Hartung doesn't even try. So a 1-0 count to Daniel Villa, as he now has runners at second and third. The only force is at first with 2 outs here in the inning. The 1-0. He slices this one into foul territory, and again, it's going to go out of play. Thankfully, everyone's okay. It didn't hit the dog, which I think is what most people were worried about. And it'll now be a 1-1 count to Villa. Pitch from Black. He swings, and it's a dribbler, but it goes off his foot, and that's going to be another foul ball. So Villa walks that one off. And so the count will be 1-2. 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning. Jasper Reed at third, Matt Richardson at second. Daniel Villa at the plate against Needham pitcher Ben Black. Brookline leads Needham 13-7. Pitch from Black. He slices this one again. Another foul down the right field side. Not near anyone this time, at least. He has fouled off 3 straight pitches, all to the same side of the field. Or the same side of out of play, I should say. The pitch. He skies this one out to the outfield. It's being tracked by the center fielder, and he's got it. Sam Chutkow makes the grab, and Brookline strands a pair. Nice relief outing by Ben Black in that inning. Came up with 2 runners on and only 1 out, and he managed to get 2 outs with no further damage. But Brookline did manage to do some damage that inning, 3 runs of it. After Josh Herrera came in to start the inning, relieving Max Kesper, Jake Levin led off with a walk. James Djelchand Erickson lined out to center, and after a failed pickoff attempt, there was only 1 out while Levin remained at first. Levin stole second before Owen Roach drew a walk to render that kind of a moot point. Then Rocco Shorgy hit an infield single to the shortstop to load the bases. Jasper Reed got hit by a pitch, which scored Levin, making it 11-7. And then Eli Rothman came through with the big hit, a single up the middle that scored both Roach and Shorgy to make the score 13-7. After that, Herrera was pulled for Ben Black, and Black drew the fielder's choice at second from Matt Richardson, and then he got Daniel Villa to fly out to center. Jack Martell returns to the mound for Brookline. Martell took over for Levin. Back in the 3rd inning, after Levin pitched 2+ innings. He is responsible for 4 of the 7 runs scored by Needham. But he's going back to work here in the 5th. The first pitch in there for strike 1. To the pitcher, Ben Black. Second pitch is in there for strike 2. 0-2 the count to the relief pitcher, Black. Martell delivers. That one dips in low and inside, and that'll be ball 1. The 1-2 pitch. He gets a piece of this one and fouls it behind him to stay alive. We've seen at least 3 different players bat at this spot in the order for Needham. And he swings and gets a piece of it again and stays alive. So I believe 3 of the 5 different pitchers for Needham have seen the plate as hitters here today. Although it's been a long game, it's possible I've lost count. Now the pitch from Martell. He gets a piece of it again. Black battling here. One and 2, still the count to Black. The pitch comes in high for ball 2. So in fact, Black is only the 2nd different pitcher to bat so far for Needham today, as the next pitch dips in low for ball 3. Black putting up a fight here, and he gets it to a full count. Torrisi got 2 at-bats, and nobody else has seen the plate except for Black here, and that was ball 4. A bit of confusion there for a second. But Black battles back and reaches first on the walk. Next up is the catcher, Miles Hartung. First pitch, and he skies it out into the outfield again. Owen Roach on his horse, and he's got it this time. Hartung was threatening another big hit there. But good job by the outfield this time. As his last time up, Hartung doubled to right center to bring in a pair of runs. Now batting is Brandon King. And the first pitch is fouled off for strike one. 1 out, Ben Black stands at first. Needham needs 6 runs to tie up this ball game, and they've got 3 innings to work with, or rather 2 2/3. As that one from Martell curves in for strike 2. First pitch slaps that one, and it skips away from Shorgy, and all the runners are going to reach safely. So the error by Rocco Shorgy allows all runners to reach, so it'll be first and second with 1 out as we cycle back to the top of the order with number 1, Sam Chutkow. Martell the pitch. He hits a high hopper, and it gets past Rothman. One run comes in as runners go to second and third. Needham now cuts it down to 13-8. And now up is Brooks Clark. 1 out and runners now at second and third, following back-to-back fielding errors by the Brookline infield. This pitch comes in high for ball 1. These are the kind of breaks that Brookline have been getting throughout this game, although usually the mistakes have been by the pitchers. This time, though, some mistakes in the field, allowing Needham to get some runs across as Martell's pitch gets in there for strike 1. Pitch, and he skies this one up into shallow left. Shorgy going back. Kravitz dives for it, and he's got it. That was a hit right into no man's land, but Orion Kravitz would not let that go unchallenged. That's not the first nice catch I've seen from Kravitz out in left field this season. Who knows if it'll be the last? There's still plenty of baseball to play. 2 outs, and up steps Will Gwarek. Now first pitch comes in for strike 1. Gwarek, if I'm not mistaken, has walked each of his past 2 times to the plate. So he's shown an effectiveness at getting on base, even if he hits a grounder this time, and it's fielded cleanly by Shorgy. Thrown to first. Rothman stretches, and they say he kept a toe on the bag. Needham was hoping for a call that Rothman had been pulled off the bag so that another run could come in and they could continue their rally, but the official says he's out. We are through 5 here in Needham, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. The score, Brookline 13, Needham 8. I'll be back after a short mute break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. We are now in the top of the 6th inning of this Bay State Conference baseball playoff game between Brookline High and Needham High. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and leading off for Brookline this inning is going to be the left fielder who made the stellar diving catch in the last half inning, number 3, Orion Kravitz. First pitch from Black. I think they say, yes, it caught the high corner. That'll be strike 1. Kravitz, his last time up, struck out looking to end the top of the 4th. Pitch, and he slices it foul. Down 0-2. He's gone down 0-2 in every at-bat he's had thus far, but he's always managed to make the at-bats last longer than 3 pitches. Of course, his first time up, he fouled off 7 pitches and ultimately managed to draw a walk and later score. He hits one down the third base line, but they say foul. (0-2) is now the count to Kravitz. Black winds and delivers, and that one is sliced foul to the backstop again. 3 straight foul balls for Kravitz. He's making the foul ball his specialty here today. Pitch. This one comes in high. So that'll be ball 1. I mean, this patience and resilience of the Brookline hitters is a large part of why Needham is now on their 5th pitcher. Black, the 1-2. Comes in high again, and that's ball 2. 2-2. Now the count to Kravitz as he's starting to work the count. Black delivers. That one comes in just low, ball 3. So after 4 straight strikes, 3 of them fouled off, it's been 3 straight balls from Ben Black. The payoff pitch to Kravitz. And he slices this one high into left field. Left fielder's tracking it, and he's got it. King hauls it in, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Now up will be the second baseman and former starting pitcher, number 21, Jake Levin. Levin, his last time up, drew a leadoff walk in the top of the 5th and later came in to score. The pitch comes in low for ball 1. Levin is 1 for 2 with a walk, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. Pitch, swung on and missed, and that's going to be strike 1. One and one, the count 11. Black delivers. He connects on this one. It's a slow dribbler to the middle, fielded deep by the second baseman. Throw to first, he stepped off! Oh, Needham is not going to be happy about that one. They were hoping for just that call at the end of the bottom of the 5th. And instead, Levin reaches on the error, which I guess you have to give to the first baseman since he's the one who stepped off. You could maybe call it an infield hit. Either way, with a runner on first, James Djelchand Erickson takes the first pitch low for ball 1. One and 0, the count to Djelchand Erickson. Pitch comes in low and skips away from the catcher. Levin's going to get a free pass down to second. That one's more of a passed ball, honestly. 2-0, the count to Djelchen Eriksson. Pitch. Catches the low corner there for strike one. Runner at second, 1 out. 2-1, the count to Djelchen Eriksson here in the top of the 6th inning. Pitch. He swings and hits a chopper over to third, fielded by the third baseman. The throw, they got him, but Levin does advance to third. Now we're back to the top of the order with Owen Roach. Roach has walked in each of his past 2 plate appearances. Despite having 4 plate appearances, he's only got 1 at bat. He is still technically 0 for 1, and yet he has scored 2 runs. The pitch from Black, he slaps this one, foul down the third base line. Jake Levin stands at third, 2 down here in the top of the 6th. Pitch comes in high and outside for ball 1. Brookline leads Needham 13-8. Needham still has 2 innings to try and get those 5 runs back, and with how explosive these offenses have been, that's not outside the realm of possibility, so Brookline looking for some more insurance. Roach, hard swing and miss, and that's going to be strike 2. Actually 1-2, the count to Roach. Pitch comes inside. No, it hits him. Another hit batter for Brookline. Just highlighting the control struggles that the Needham pitchers have had. Again, that is also a large reason why the Needham pitchers have just been coming in and out all day. Ben Black, their 5th pitcher so far. Rocco Shorgy now stands in. The throw back to first. They know they have to watch out for the potential double steal or for Roach to at least go down to second. Very likely possibility, even with 2 outs. Pitch. Catches the inside corner on Shorgy for strike 1. Shorgy, another hitter who has gotten on base with at least 1 free pass, but he also got an infield single his last time up, and later came in to score along with Roach on Rothman's 2-run single. 0-1 the count. The pitch. Catches the low corner again. 0-2, Shorgy in an early hole. 0-2, 2 outs. Levin at third, Roach at first. Brookline leads Needham 13-8. Throw back to first to cover Roach. He dives back easily. The pitch, Roach takes off. It's fouled to the backstop by Shorgy. Roach has to trot back to first, but Shorgy stays alive and keeps the inning going. Black checks on Roach at first and Levin at third. The 0-2 pitch. He fouls it over the backstop, and Shorgy stays alive again. Black sets. Delivers. This one comes in high, and Roach takes off for second. Again, no throw from Hartung. second and third now. A single to the outfield could bring in 2 runs. Count is 1-2 to Shorgy. Pitch. This one skips low and skips away from the catcher. 11 is coming in. This might be a close play. And the throw gets away, and Roach is heading for home. And he slides in. I'm getting deja vu again. Brookline has now reached 15 runs. And again, 2 runs come in on a wild pitch during an at-bat by Rocco Shorgy. Pitch. This one is outside, and that's going to be ball 3. The payoff pitch now to Shorgy. And he slices this one foul. And that's really the thing. Brookline has hung in and challenged these pitchers. And the pitchers have responded by losing control as their outings continue. As I said, Ben Black, the 5th pitcher for Needham today, following Nico Schwartz, Ryan Torrisi, Max Kesper, and Josh Herrera. This one is sliced to the backstop, and Shorgy stays alive again. Black, the payoff pitch again. Outside, and Shorgy gets a free pass. Now runner at first, 2 down for Jasper Reed. Reed, his last time up, was hit by a pitch, driving in Jake Levin. And the time before that, he walked. Reed, by my count, 1 for 2 so far today. Now the pitch. This one comes in low for ball 1. Of course, even without the double steal, you still have to keep your eye on Shorgy for the potential to steal and put him into scoring position. Because Reed's the kind of hitter that you want up with a runner in scoring position. Now the pitch comes inside but catches the corner for strike 1. 1-1 the count. Brookline leads Needham 15-8 here in the top of the 6th. 2 outs, and Shorgy leads off from first. The pitch from Black. Skips in and skips away from the catcher. Another wild pitch sends Shorgy to second, and he's going to round for third. They can't find the ball. Two free bases off the wild pitch. I mean, that's really just been the name of the game for Needham thus far. All the free bases they've given Brookline through walks, hit by pitches, and wild pitches. Runner at third now. Pitch to Reed. In there for strike 2. 2-2 now the count to the catcher, Jasper Reed. Pitch. Sliced foul. How many times have I said that this inning? Brookline again being stubborn about every single plate appearance, forcing the Needham pitchers to get them out the hard way. Two and two, still the count to Reed. The pitch. High and outside, that's ball 3. Count is now full to Reed. Can Black escape the jam, or is Reed going to get another free pass? He's had 2 free passes already today, and he's had 1 big double out to deep left. Pitch. He swings and grounds this one, juggled by the pitcher. He recovers, throws to first, and he's got Reed. So the 1-3 ground out by Reed ends the top of the 6th, but not before Brookline able to add a little bit to their lead. Orion Kravitz led off with a flyout to left. Then Jake Levin hit what I'm going to call an infield single to second. I mean, it's really hard to say. Maybe an error on the first baseman for taking his foot off the bag. Hard to say. But after that runner got on first, a passed ball got Levin to second, and then a 5-3 ground out by James Yalchand Erickson sent Levin to third. Owen Roach was hit by a pitch, and then Roach stole second, and then a wild pitch brought in Jake Levin, while another erroneous throw to the plate allowed Roach to come around and score from second. With that, Brookline took the 15-8 lead. Rocco Shorgy drew a walk, and then Jasper Reed grounded out to the pitcher to end the half inning. Jack Martell coming back out. On paper, not the strongest pitching outing for Jack Martell. He has given up 5 runs in this relief outing. But his offense has his back. He doesn't need to be at his best today. And I think we're getting to the point that Martell might be on the hook for the win, given how long he's pitched. He came on in the 3rd inning, and so this would be his 4th inning. So if Martell gets through this inning, then he will have officially pitched more than half the game, and he will be on the hook for the win. Right now, the Needham starter, Nico Schwartz, on the hook for the loss, despite the fact that 4 other pitchers have come in behind him. But it was Schwartz who gave up the first 6 runs all the way back in the 2nd inning that put Brookline up 6-2. Leading off now is Stephen Mckenzie, and he slices the first one foul over the backstop. The lefty hitting right fielder, his last time up, grounded into a fielder's choice that brought in a run, as the next pitch is a ball. 1-1 now the count. Now the pitch. That comes in high for ball 2. So Mackenzie has hit effectively 2 groundouts that have produced a run for Needham. 2-1 comes in low, 3-1 now the count. We're in the bottom of the 6th here. Brookline 15, Needham 8. The 3-1 from Martell comes in low, and Mackenzie draws the free pass. Now up is the first baseman, Jack Levine. Levine, his last time up, hit a double to left center to drive in Mackenzie. And this time he hits a hard grounder up the middle. It's juggled by Shorgy, but does manage to cover second and throw to first. He got it! Rocco Shorgy stumbled when fielding the ball right at the second base bag, but he managed to recover, touch the bag, and then throw to first for the double play. So right there it goes from no outs, runner on first, to now 2 outs. And now up is Jacob Smith. And the first pitch is in there for strike 1. Now the pitch. He skies this one out into left field. Kravitz tracking it, and he's got it. So a bit of a defensive highlight there, highlighting the inning. In such an offensive shootout as this one, You're not going to get a ton of defensive highlights, but we've had a few. We have had a few. Orion Kravitz had that nice diving grab out in left field a couple innings back, and now Rocco Shorgy recovering after he tripped and juggled the ball to make the 6-3 double play. We are through 6 here in Needham. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and I'll be back with the final inning of regulation after a mute break. Stay tuned. And I'm back. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan here at Needham High School in Needham, Massachusetts. We're about to head to the top of the 7th inning here of this Bay State Conference baseball playoff game. This, the final inning of regulation. The visiting Brookline High Warriors hold a substantial 15-8 lead over the hosting Needham High Rockets. It'll be Eli Rothman, Matt Richardson, and Daniel Villa at the plate for Brookline, facing the Needham pitcher Ben Black. First up is Rothman. First pitch from Black. He slaps it, skips past the shortstop, and that's going to go into the outfield. So Rothman leads us off with a single. One pitch, one hit. And now coming up with a runner on first and nobody out is Matt Richardson. Pitch. Catches the inside corner for strike one. Richardson, his last time up, grounded out to a fielder's choice on a nicely fielded ball by the second baseman, Will Gwarick. Now the 0-1. Catches the zone again. That's strike two. Oh, and 2, the count to Richardson. And the pitch comes in low. That'll be ball one. Black sets. He checks on Rothman over at first. Now the pitch. He swings and it goes foul down the third baseline. The 1-2 again to Richardson. Swung on and missed, and he goes down on strikes. One out now, and up to the plate comes Daniel Villa. Rothman still leading off first after his leadoff hit. Pitch. Sliced foul. Villa, his last at bat, he flew out to center to end the top of the 5th inning. Now the pitch. That one catches the outside corner for strike 2. So Villa quickly behind in the count, 0-2. Black checks on Rothman. Now the 0-2 pitch. Oh, he got him looking. And that's back-to-back strikeouts for Ben Black. Now up is the left fielder, Orion Kravitz. His last time up, he flew out to left to lead off the top of the 6th inning. He is now here with 2 outs and a runner on first. First pitch, he skies that one. It's still in the infield, being tracked by Gwarek, and he's got the catch. The pop out to second ends the top of the 7th. Rothman led off with a single, but after that would not move any further. 2 strikeouts and an infield pop-up. We go to the bottom of the 7th, and it looks like indeed Jack Martell will be returning to the mound for the Warriors. With 4 innings of work under his belt, he is already on the hook for the win, despite not being the starting pitcher and despite coming in with a lead. Just because of the rule, you have to have pitched a certain number of innings. I'm not sure if you have to have come in with the lead in order to get the win while also having to have pitched a certain number of innings. It's kind of a weird statistical rule, so don't quote me on this right now. But at the very least, for the team's stat, it'll be a win, and I think for the Warriors, that's what they want the most. So to be Black, Hartung, and King, the 7, 8, 9 hitters coming to the plate for the Rockets. They will need 7 runs in this inning if they are going to keep this one going. 8 runs if they intend on walking off with the win. So now coming to the plate, unless there's a pinch hitter, this is Ben Black. Pitch. Skips in low for ball 1. Ben Black, just one of 2 Needham pitchers that has seen the plate today, as the next pitch comes in high for ball 2. Of course, Needham has had 5 pitchers, but only Black and Ryan Torrisi managed to stay on the mound long enough to see the plate, as the next pitch comes in low for ball 3. Black, his last time up, managed to fight his way to a walk, but right now he's got a 3-0 count and might just get another free pass. That one catches the high corner, though, and the count will be 3-1. Now the pitch. Catches the low inside corner. Count is now full. Payoff pitch from Martell. He slices this one high. It looks like it's going into foul territory, but it also looks like it's going to be caught by Rothman. And so that was actually not Black. That was a pinch hitter. That was number 5, Reston Rothman. So a pop out to the first baseman in foul territory, and now up to the plate. Again, unless there's a pinch hitter, this should be the catcher, number 21, Miles Hartung. Hartung has had a few really big connections out to the outfield, one of which resulted in a 2-run double. The first pitch comes in low for ball 1. Pitch. Catches the low corner, strike one. 1-1 the count. Now the pitch. Misses just outside. That'll be ball two. 2-1 the count. One out. Pitch. Skies this one. It's in foul territory down the first base side again. Rothman giving chase, but he runs out of room. That one goes out of play. And so the count is now 2-2 to Hartung. The 2-2 pitch from Martell. Skips into the catcher's chest. That'll be ball three. Now the payoff pitch. Comes in low, and that'll be a free pass for Hartung. Runner on first now with one out, and coming to the plate, the left fielder, Brandon King. First pitch to King. In there for strike one. King, his last time up, he reached on an E6. And this time he slaps one out. Caught on the liner. They're going to pick him off at first. That's going to do it. How fitting that the starting pitcher, Jake Levin, ends the game. A double play as Brandon King's liner to second is caught by Levin, and then he makes the pickoff at first. And there's your ball game. The Brookline Warriors now have more postseason wins this year than they had regular season wins. This was a one-win team during the regular season, but they were looking good towards the later stages. And at the end of the regular season, they were saying, teams aren't going to want to play us. And you know what? They've already reversed fortune on two teams that narrowly beat them during the regular season. After losing to Weymouth 6-5, they beat them 5-2 on Monday. And now, after having lost 12-11 to Needham in the regular season, they beat them this time 15-8. So there's one round left of this bracket, round robin, whatever you want to call it, playoff structure. They will be playing again on Friday. Not sure who just yet, but they're on a roll right now. I'll give this game a quick sum up before signing off. Top of the first, Brookline went down in order. Ground out to short, strikeout looking, ground out to third. In the bottom of the first, Needham got this scoring fest started. Sam Chutko led off with a single to right and later stole second and third before scoring on a single to left by Brooks Clark. A pair of groundouts to first by Will Gwarek and Stephen Mckenzie brought in Clark. And Jack Levine drew a walk, but Jacob Smith ended the inning on a flyout to left. In the top of the second, Brookline got busy. A single through the left gap by Eli Rothman. A single to shallow left by Matt Richardson, combined with a wild pitch, got Rothman all the way to third. Richardson stole second, and then Daniel Villa hit a single to right to score Rothman and put Brookline on the board. After a hard-fought walk by Orion Kravitz where he fouled off 7 times, the next batter was Jake Levin, who hit a single to right to score Richardson and tie the game to help his own cause. Dames Djalchand Eriksson reached on what would have been a fielder's choice or potentially a double play, but everybody ultimately reached safely on an error, and while Villa scored on the fielder's choice, Kravitz came in on the error, making it a 4-2 Brookline lead, a lead they would never surrender. A sac bunt by Roach moved the runners, and then a wild pitch scored Levin, while Djalchand Eriksson scored on an E2, a throwing error by the catcher, making it 6-2. Rocco Shorgy would strike out swinging, and although Jasper Reed would hit a double to deep left, that was the end of the night for the Needham starting pitcher Nico Schwartz, Ryan Torrisi came in and got Rothman to strike out swinging to end the very inning he started. In the bottom of the second, Torrisi grounded out to third, Hartung drew a walk, Brandon King grounded into a fielder's choice, Chutko drew a walk, and then although Brooks Clark hit a single to left, King got caught between third and home, and they ran him down in the pickle to end the bottom of the second. In the top of the third, Richardson led off with an infield single, and was advanced to second on a sac bunt by Villa, but then back-to-back strikeouts by Kravitz and Levin ended that inning with no score. In the bottom of the third, Needham started to bite back. A leadoff walk by Gwarek on 4 pitches ended the day for Jake Levin. Jack Martell took over on the mound and would never leave. He got a ground out back to the pitcher from Mckenzie before Jack Levine hit a double to left that drove in Gwarek, narrowing the lead down to 6-3. Jacob Smith was hit by a pitch, and then after Torrisi went down on strikes, Miles Hartung hit a big double to right center, driving in both Levine and Smith to narrow Brookline's lead down to 6-5. King hit a grounder to third that might have reached on an error, but savvy play by Djelchand Eriksson, he picked up the ball and tagged the lead runner to end the inning. Top of the fourth, Djelchand Eriksson grounded out to the pitcher. Roach, Shorgy, and Reed drew back-to-back-to-back walks, ending the night for Ryan Torrisi and bringing in Max Kesper, who immediately hit Eli Rothman to score Roach, then walked Richardson on 4 pitches to score Shorgy, and then Reed scored on a wild pitch before Villa struck out looking, and then Rothman scored on a wild pitch before Kravitz struck out looking to end the top of the fourth. Bottom of the fourth, with Brookline now up 10-5, Needham once again bit back. Sam Chutko led off with a triple to right field, and after Brooks Clark popped up to first, Gwarek drew a walk, and then Mackenzie grounded into a 4-6 fielder's choice, just short of a double play, and Chutko came in to score. Then Jack Levine hit a double to left center to score Mackenzie, narrowing the lead down to 10-7 before Smith flew out to left to end the inning. Josh Herrera took over on the mound for Needham in the top of the fifth, and things did not go well for him. He walked Levin, got Djelchand Eriksson to fly out to center, then walked Roach, then Shorgy reached on an infield single to the shortstop, and then Jasper Reed was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded, bringing in Levin to make it 11-7, and then Eli Rothman hit a single up the middle, scoring both Roach and Shorgy to make it 13-7. After that, Ben Black took over on the mound for Herrera, and he would be the last pitcher of the day for Needham. He got Richardson to ground into a fielder's choice and got Villa to fly out to center to end the top of the fifth. In the bottom of the fifth, Martell still on the mound for Brookline. He walked Black, got Hartung to fly out to center, and then after Brandon King reached on an E6 and Sam Chutko reached on an E3, Black came in to score on that play, cutting the lead to 13-8, but that would be the last run Needham would score. After that, Clark flew out to left, and Gwarek grounded out to the shortstop. In the top of the sixth, Kravitz flew out to left. Levin reached on what was either an infield single to the second baseman or an E3. Either way, the first baseman came off the bag, which was a little ironic since Needham wanted that exact call on Gwarek's inning-ending groundout in the bottom of the fifth. Then, after Levin advanced to second on a passed ball, he advanced to third on a 5-3 groundout by Djelchand Eriksson. Roach was hit by a pitch and then stole second, and then a wild pitch scored Levin, and Roach then scored on a throwing error by the catcher, making it 15-8 Brookline. That would be the last score of the day. Shorgy drew a walk, but then Reed grounded out to the pitcher to end the inning. In the bottom of the sixth, Mackenzie drew a walk, but then Jack Levine grounded into a 6-3 double play, a nice recovery by Rocco Shorgy after stumbling when fielding the ball. And then Jacob Smith flew out to left to end the inning. In the top of the sixth, Eli Rothman led off with a single that skipped past the shortstop, but then back-to-back strikeouts by Richardson and Villa and a pop-out to second by Kravitz ended Brookline's night offensively. In the bottom of the seventh, Reston Rothman actually hit for Ben Black but then popped out to the first baseman in foul territory. Hartung drew a walk, but then Brandon King lined out to Jake Levin, who then made a smart pickoff throw to first, getting Hartung for the double play and ending the night. How fitting that in a night when 23 combined runs were scored, it ends on a defensive play. 15-8 the final, Brookline wins. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. It's been my privilege to bring you live coverage of this Bay State Conference baseball playoff game. If you want to stay up to date on my broadcast, subscribe to the channel or follow me on social media. You can see links to my Facebook and Instagram accounts on the description of this video. I am doing this as an unpaid volunteer right now, so if you're feeling generous, you want to donate to the cause, you can find links to my Venmo and PayPal accounts in the description as well. And then if you want to make any special requests, a special game outside my normal schedule you might want me to cover, or perhaps a special highlight video you'd like me to make, Brookline coach Brendan O'Connor just requested that I make a highlight video for this very team, and that is now up on my YouTube channel and should soon be up on his as I shared the file with him. If you are interested in a project like that, you can reach out to me via email to go over the details. My email is in the description of this video as well, jgms88@gmail.com. But for now, that's going to do it for me for today. From Needham High School in Needham, Massachusetts, for the last time, the final score, Brookline 15, Needham 8. Brookline is 2-0 in these Bay State Conference playoffs so far. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and I'm signing off. Thank you for watching.